Hello and welcome. My name is Celine, aka Mariposa Libre, and thank you for joining my new podcast. And this is about speaking my truth. My podcast is called My Unspoken Truth Spoken Fully. And today I want to talk about a very, very important theme, and that's the heart. The heart, which is right in the middle of our bodies, it's the center of creation, of divine creation, where God, life source, flows to and through us out into the world. And it's through our heart that we create the life that we live today. So if we're unhappy with our life, all we have to do is look right here at the heart. What's going on in the heart? What's been building up? What are we feeling? Being honest with ourselves about our feelings is so, so important. I want to tell you my story, my personal story. Growing up was very tough. And, everybody's experience is different. Even in the same household, their siblings have different experiences. My experience was very difficult. And I just remember wanting to take away my mother's pain. And she had a lot of pain. And as a little girl, I just wanted to help her and fix things for her and make her happy. But of course, a little child, as much as we would love to do that, it doesn't happen that way. And so I took on all that blame and all that pain on my shoulders, and I basically blamed myself for it. And I grew up with this guilt and this shame, like I couldn't fix things for my mom. And so I shut down my heart at a very, very young age, a broken heart. I didn't allow people to get close to me. I didn't allow even like family and friends. I remember an experience when I was probably first grade. A lot of people wanted to be my friends, but then they started fighting to be my friend. And I didn't like that. I don't like conflict, and I don't like to see people fight. And so what I did in my little mind, I said, you know what, I'm just going to distance myself and not be friends with anyone so that nobody would fight over me. I didn't want to cause people pain again. So that's what I did. I disconnected from the world, and I really numbed my heart. And when it came to love in a relationship, it was very similar. Like I would open up enough, and then I associated love with pain. If you imagine that as a little kid, like love equals pain. And that's a program that's been ingrained in you since you were a kid. In my case, it was me. I'm not talking about anybody else. I'm talking about myself. And I just realized this recently since I've been working with the heart and cacao. And I'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, I grew up not feeling my feelings, being out of my body. I've also had some traumas as a child, a very young child. So all of those things combined, I was living outside my body, and I didn't connect with my heart because it was too painful. It was too painful to go in my heart and really feel my joy or my pain. Because if I opened my heart, all the pain was going to flow out. And it has, and it did over this last year that I've been doing some deeper inner healing work. And yeah, I didn't allow people to get close to me. And that has been a very painful experience. Again, associating love with pain. And this is a program, this is a pattern that I became aware of consciously. And I've, done work to release it. And, cacao came in at a very perfect time in my life. Like I said, I had some more experiences in about a year and a half, about 18 months now, which I'm not going to go into detail, but life happens. You can't control other people. The only person you can control is yourself. Me, I can only control me. And I realized that some of my behaviors, which were codependent, if you've ever taken that question that I posted in a previous podcast, you'll see if you have tendencies to be codependent. I certainly did. And that is a survival mechanism, especially for a lot of victims of abuse, especially as a child. So those are coping mechanisms, and those are the patterns that ran my life. And now looking back, I can see where all of those patterns showed up. And I kept repeating the same thing over and over. Different people, but the same, it was back in the same victim mode. And, things were happening to me and all the things, until I realized that I'm the common denominator. Like, there's something to that, right? It's the definition of insanity. It's doing the same thing over and over and over and over, expecting different results. And I said, no más, no more. I can't do this anymore. So layer by layer, little by little, I've been removing or peeling the onion, right? And taking off more layers and more layers and more layers. And that's okay. Like, I didn't become who I am overnight. I do know, though, that I've always had a really pure heart and always a loving heart deep inside. And that's what I wanted to share with the world, is share my love and share, especially as a child, right? Especially as a child, when you want everyone to be happy and harmonious, and you try to do whatever you can to help make that happen. But when it doesn't happen, it's not your fault. It's not my fault. It wasn't my fault. Nothing was my fault as a child, right? And as a child, you can't really process through a lot of the traumas. You just find a way to cope and survive, if you even can survive, because there are a lot of kids who don't make it, and I send them my prayers. But that's just a reality of life, and we continue to live by these programs and patterns up until the age of 5. If you've read my book, which you can get at CelineLifeCoach.com, I talk about all the programs and how our subconscious mind works, and epigenetics, and the traumas that are handed down from generation to generation, that are in our genes, that find an expression in our bodies at some point in our life. And all of that is transferred to us when we're in the womb of our mother. Even what's going around her as she's pregnant transfers to us. And same thing with your kids. Whatever you are experiencing when you were pregnant, that your baby absorbs all of that. And so that sets the grounds and the tones and the programs from which they operate for the rest of their lives. So this is why healing is so, so, so important. And I always knew that I would be working in a healing space, but I didn't know it was going to be in this manner, which I love and I'm grateful for. The opportunity to help people go within the heart and experience a miracle of returning to love, returning to the self, supporting the self, having self-confidence and real self-love and self-empowerment, that you can do anything you want. And that it is possible, and you have everything within you, that you don't have to go outside, and you don't have to get more certificates, and you don't have to know more knowledge. You just have to believe in yourself, like this little seed of faith. That's all you need. Pure faith, without doubt, without worry, with any the shadows, right? The shadows is those fearful parts of us that have kept us safe, especially when we were kids. And I'm talking about also in a situation of trauma. But of course, all of those were coping mechanisms that no longer serve us. And it's okay. We can release and let go of all those mechanisms and all those coping styles, right? And that includes addictions, right? Addictions with food and sex and relationships and love and alcohol and drugs and anything that is used to avoid your feelings is an addiction. Social media, talking on the phone all the time, or just texting different random people, like all of that to avoid the self, is all a way to cope in a non-productive, non-healthy way. Because if you're avoiding your emotions and your feelings, you can't release them. And this is the work that I do, is I help people get in touch with their feelings, with their heart, with their emotions, and to feel and to heal. Because we can't heal what we're not willing to feel. And this is what I've learned over the last year. And so it was about over a year, like a week ago, September 9th, actually, which is my niece's birthday. I flew to Phoenix and I did my first cacao ceremony. So what is cacao? So cacao is where chocolate comes from. It's like the most delicious. I've always loved chocolate, and now I know why. But chocolate has always been like, oh, I love chocolate. So cacao, which is superfood power plant, is full of vitamins and minerals and antioxidants. It's even a natural antisuppressant. It has magnesium and zinc and protein and flavonoids, and all the things that help to clear out our bodies, our mind. It helps gives clarity. It also has a little bit of caffeine in it, so it gives you that boost without the crash, and the clarity and the focus. It helps with the heart to literally, align your rhythms, to make sure that you're not, beating, your heart's not beating too fast or too slow. It just helps with so many things. Your gut helps to clear your gut health. And of course, if you don't know this, but a lot of the serotonin, which is a happy hormone, is produced in our gut. So all of these beautiful benefits is just amazing. And you could do your own research. And if you like, I can send you some links as well. But the just cacao is like the love of the earth, Mother Earth, to us. It's all her nutrients, all her vitamins, pure, beautiful energy. And the best thing to have is the full body cacao, not the powder and not the chocolate that you buy at the store, because that has been stripped away with all the good quality elements and the minerals. And it's really just sugar now if you buy a Hershey's bar or anything like that. But in and of itself, like cacao, the full body cacao, and I'll drop some links here where you can get your pure cacao either in the US or in Europe, and I'll give you some discount codes as well. I'm not getting paid for that, but just wanted to let you know that it's pure and it's good and it's wholesome. And so when I discovered the cacao, I started to drink it every day. My mentor said, drink it every day. I was like, okay, hot chocolate, why not? And it literally helped me to open up my heart and to feel and to let go. And it's a very enlightened path. It's a journey. It's a journey into yourself and to connect with yourself and to be able to hold space for yourself. I wasn't able to feel my pain because I couldn't hold my own space. I had to numb, run away, get busy with work, get busy with a relationship, to focus on other people, take care of other people instead of taking care of myself, my feelings and my emotions, and letting go and letting God, life source, do the process of the healing. But we have to be willing to feel in order to heal. And that's what I wasn't willing to do before, because I didn't feel safe enough in my body, in the world, with my environment. Like I didn't feel safe. But cacao, with her motherly love, because it is a very spiritual being as well. The process of healing is very spiritual. And I now hold space for other people as well, to help them through their process and to help them to heal. And this is what I do. This is my new offering to the world and to you, my listener, if you're willing to try it out. Like, you have nothing to lose except the world to gain, and to connect with your inner self, to connect to your divine nature, to God, to universe, to come to your heart and to know who you really are and what your purpose is, and to open up to love, like real, genuine, the highest vibration love. We can't do anything really meaningful without love. And as human beings, we seek connection. We want connection with other people. We want to feel like we belong. That's just our human core nature. And having that opportunity to connect with this ancestral medicine that comes from way down my lineage is a powerful way to heal and to connect once again, not only with yourself, but your higher power, God's source, and others as well, and to have better relationships with others. But more importantly, it starts with a better relationship with yourself. Because if you can love yourself and say kind words to yourself and support your dreams and believe that you are worthy of receiving all that you desire, that's part of the manifestation process, right? If you don't believe it, it's never going to happen. So you want to believe it in your heart of hearts and vibrate that energy through your body and feel it, like just feeling the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Your desire is done. It starts in the heart. It comes from the heart, and then it radiates up and out. And so, my friend, I really, really encourage you to go to my link in my bio and also drop it here below so that you can check out some of my spaces. I hold ceremonies every Sunday. I have a 7-day journey with cacao coming up, where you can really get intimate with medicine and with yourself and really connect to your core self and get to know yourself for the first time ever. Like me, like I was really literally getting to know myself all over again and just allowing the healing energy of love to support me and to help me through the problems of life that we can't control all the time. The only thing we can control is our reactions, and our self-love and our self-care is so vital. And so I invite you to journey with me and discover the medicine of cacao. And the journey is just a blissful journey, and I just can't say enough about it. And so I hope to see you there, and I send you all my love and support, and I'm here for you always. If you need to chat, you can always find the link in my bio as well. Well, have a beautiful rest of your day. Love you. Bye.